Hello and welcome to another edition of Entertainment Ireland. We have a great show lined up for you tonight. Later on I'll be joined by one of Ireland's best known magicians. He'll be showing us some magic. A couple of the soul doctors will be dropping by. We might even get a song from them. Michael Fox will be taking a look at emerging new Irish talents. But before we introduce our first guest, have a look at this.
Introducing the string-driven vocal phenomenon, Sephira. Powerful performances, heart-rending vocals, original sound, passionate, romantic, irresistible melodies,
all the things that your heart needs to know. I'll be waiting for you.
That's a powerful piece of music from a duo called Sephira. And I'm delighted to say Sephira are with us on the programme today. You're very welcome, ladies.
Thank you so much.
A sister act.
Yes, we are.
Ruth and Joyce O'Leary.
That's right, I'm Joyce.
I'm Ruth.
Yes,
Yeah.
well,
Older.
lovely to have you.
And bolder.
And bolder.
Yes.
Okay, and older, little
Yes.
older. Yes, okay. As you know, I was coming on the programme today with you, and I said I have to wear a tie that would match your beautiful outfit
I'm
today for the
so
show.
glad.
Now, can I just talk about that? Is a powerful introduction. How do you describe yourselves? Are you a classical act?
We're actually classical crossover. We've taken classical music and we make it a lot more edgy.
Yeah, so I think it would be a mix of, let's say, the electric string quartet, a scala, and the vocals would be, because we both play violin, and the vocals would be a mix of Enya and Celine Dion, maybe, something like that. So
Yeah.
I think that most sums it up.
So we describe ourselves as well as kind of fiery. So the violin playing would be very fiery and passionate. And then on the other end of the spectrum, there's the singing, and it's very ethereal, and I think that kind of describes it, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
it's like fire
Well,
and water.
I've listened to some of your music, and there's a touch of the Enya influences in it. Would that be right?
Yeah,
Yes.
without us even knowing.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
Okay. Now, can we take you back to the beginning? You're originally from County Kildare, but you were brought up in Monaghan. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Carrickmacross, County Monaghan.
Yes. And you took to the stage quite early, or was it 2.5, 3 years of age?
Yeah, so it was actually, it's a very interesting story. It was Ruth's play school teacher, Anto who started teaching violin, and Ruth was her first pupil. And of course, being the little sister, I copied her at 2.5. And then we moved to Carrickmacross, County Monaghan, and we were then taught by Father Brendan McNally.
So from there, then you headed for America. How did that come about?
So let us take you back to 2005. We started Sephira, and we recorded our first album. And then in 2008, we were asked to do a show in the States, Celtic Thunder.
Yes.
Yes?
So we were the dancing Irish violinists, and I think the 2 years experience there made us realise that we wanted to do that for ourselves.
Okay.
So that's when we decided New York was probably the place that we needed to hit to start further developing Sephira.
So did the whole family move out to New York?
No, not at all. It was just myself and Joyce. We decided to go for the summer to test how we would do in New York, because, you know, it's not the easiest city. And that's kind of, I think that would be the biggest thing that's taken us to where we are now.
Yeah.
Well, you've become very successful because you've had some very powerful admirers. One was, of course, the late, great Larry Hagman. better known as JR in Dallas. He became a huge fan of yours, didn't he? Yeah, how did that come about?
So in 2007, we were asked to perform for an afternoon evening tea for himself, Larry, and his wife, Mai. There were just like 5 of us there. So he heard us perform our music. Larry heard us perform our music, and he was like, "Girls, I absolutely love it. Here's my business card, and I'd love to reconnect with you girls and put on a concert."
And he did do one a number of times, didn't he?
Yeah. He did,
and
yeah.
he even got all of your albums to give as Christmas presents.
Yes, yes, he did.
Yeah.
He was amazing, such an amazing man, and I think his story inspired us as well. Even there was one evening after a show, he'd driven to a show to see us, and on the way to the airport we asked him what was his biggest influence, and he said his mom, and that she had taught him that the most important thing was to be so grateful for everything, and that's kind of what stuck with us.
You,
Yes.
Yeah.
And then we were honoured to be asked by his family to perform at his memorial, which was extremely sad, but it was amazing at the same
Yes,
time.
a great honour as
It
well.
was a huge
Yeah.
honour. Yeah.
Now, of course, along the way as well, you've met Michael Bublé,
Yes.
Kanye West,
Yes.
and you perform Andrea Bocelli.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't come much bigger than that now, girls. So how did all those gigs fall on?
Well, they were TV gigs, and we were obviously delighted to be asked. Michael Bublé was probably one of the nicest artists
I was
we've
going to ask
ever
you,
met.
of all of them, which was your favourite?
Michael
Bublé.
Bublé
Is
was
that
so
because
lovely.
of he's handsome and all that?
It's not that.
He's a lovely, lovely person. Really nice. Like, he came up to us and he was like, "Hey, I'm Michael," and we were thinking, "Oh yeah, we know."
I'm trying to figure out the connection with Kanye West. I mean, he's a rap artist, and
Yeah, so he's very he's a genius when it comes to mixing different types of music, and he is hugely into the string sound, and always makes sure to tour with strings. So we had the opportunity of going to Nigeria, which was fantastic, and another learning experience. Different sort of guy, different sort of artist, but everything's just kind of taken us to where we are now.
now you're talking about traveling. You're a real jet setter, girls, because we'll talk later about the coming over and back to Ireland. But the Prince Albert in Monaco as well. You were honoured to play at a function for him as well.
Yes, so we so after hitting New York in 2010, within a year we were performing for Prince Albert here in Ireland, but then whenever we're doing a show we'll be very focused on making sure that it's the best performance, and the client is very happy. And we were asked would we come and meet the organisers of the event. So of course we were chatting away to this man who was very nice, and he said, "Would you be interested in coming to Monaco in the future?" And we said, "Yeah, definitely." And
Why
then
not?
it was before the time of the selfie, but we were getting a selfie taken basically, and this guy jumped out of the picture, and we were like, "Come on in, get in for the photo," and he jumped in, and we said our goodbyes, walked off, and I just said to Joyce as we were walking off, "Joyce, that was Prince Albert, wasn't it?" And Joyce was like, "Yes, Ruth, it was." It completely left my head, and it was just funny because he's a lovely guy.
Really, really nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you're, as I said, you're jet setters because you're coming over and back to Ireland every couple of weeks, aren't
Yes, yes.
you? Yeah, because you're performing over there. You did a show in September in New York festival.
Yes, and then before that we were in Aspen, and then another one in New York. So it's fantastic, honestly. We're
And the reason
so
you're coming
lucky.
back to Ireland because you're doing shows in Ireland regularly as well.
That's right, at Harvey's Point
Yes.
every Wednesday night until
County Donegal.
That's
beautiful
right.
spot.
County Donegal.
It's
exactly.
a beautiful hotel, and
Yes.
we love performing there. It's a great show.
And that's running till the end of October, isn't it?
Yes.
October 29th is the
It's a
very last
fine
show.
And you've other shows as well coming up around Ireland in October as well, haven't
Yes.
you? You're in Dublin and...
Yeah, so what we do is we do corporate shows, and we also do
Theatre shows.
shows. So the shows coming up are theatre shows in the Mermaid Arts Centre.
The Mill Theatre Dundrum,
Yes.
and what's the other one? The Intas Theatre Castleblaney.
Lovely. You're in
So
your
that
home
would be
county.
our
That'll be a
home
special
county,
one.
yes.
Yeah. Tell me about the the performance you had with the Vice President of America, Joe Biden?
That was a very special evening. We were sharing the stage with Vice President Biden, and it was a huge event, and I don't think we realised how huge until we were actually on stage.
And Secret Service everywhere.
Secret Service everywhere, yes.
And what was the occasion? Was it was a special?
It was a private event.
All right,
again.
okay.
Yes.
Yeah. You're in your prime, girls, and you've got the best as the gigs going around. So it's not bad for managing yourselves, is it?
Yeah, we do well.
Very well, yeah. Well, look, at continued success. It's an absolutely great success story.
Thank
people
you so much.
obviously love your music and your singing. Now, we're going to finish, first of all, your outfits. You got these specially designed, didn't you?
Yes.
We're so lucky. We actually have an amazing designer, Jacqueline Quinn. She's Irish, and we work with her in New York. And
She dresses a lot of the celebrities, doesn't she?
She does.
She does.
Yeah, Grammy winners and everything.
Wow.
So we told her back in 2011 when we met her the idea we had for our shows, and she came up with this.
Yeah.
Yes, and then we told her actually about Harvey's Point, and Harvey's Point have partnered with McGee Tweed.
Oh, beautiful, yes.
So she came up with the idea of incorporating McGee Tweed into our dresses. So this is actually
Yeah,
tweed.
it has a lovely visual effect when
Yes.
you see with the violins as well. And
Yes.
they're absolutely gorgeous. Well, look, it was lovely to have you. Thank you for taking time.
Thank you for
having us
Schedule
so very
for joining
much.
us on the programme. We're going to go out with one of your songs. Tell me about the song, Miracle.
Miracle is a song we wrote back a few years ago. And do you want to continue?
Yeah, we decided to dedicate it to all the fallen soldiers and their families across the world. And it's a song that's very close to our hearts because it was taken on by a foundation in America to use as one of their theme song.
Yeah, kind of an anthem for
Yes.
fallen soldier.
Yes.
Yes, yeah.
Exactly.
Well, listen, we're going to go out with it, and it's a continuous set, and no doubt we'll be reading and hearing a lot more about you in the next year or two as well. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Sephira.
I hear you whisper inside my mind. You said you loved me 1,000 times. You came to me, I knew. Your voice, it whispered words I knew. I got down on my knees and prayed, I said, please, begged you not to leave. That night you came to me, I knew. Your voice, it whispered words I knew. I got down on my knees and prayed, I said, please, begged you not to leave.
Welcome back to the show. Now, every week, as you know, we are joined by Michael Fox, a well-known entertainer, broadcaster, musician and writer. And we take a look at emerging new Irish talent. Michael, nice to have you once again on the show.
Good to be back again.
Yes. Now, you have three more
I have, yeah.
artists for us,
Three more
this week.
artists to talk to you
So
about.
we go to County Down for our first?
We are, yes, and the first artist I'd like to introduce to you is he's a singer-songwriter and musician from County Down. He performs his material in Ireland and many countries around the world. He's shared the bill with many top artists. He's written material for a number of recording artists. His own music has a strong Celtic base to it. He supported Nancy Griffith in 2012 at the Belfast Nashville Songwriters Festival.
Lovely.
And in May of the same year, one of his songs reached #1 in the international Celtic music charts. He has a lovely song called Caledonian Girl, which is on his new album, which
That's
is
due out shortly.
It's due for release
Yes.
before the end of this year.
Lovely. So here is Brendan Monaghan and Caledonian Girl.
I'm intoxicated by your lust for life. Your energy just thrills me. You're my guiding light. Please sit down beside me, share my night. When I look into your eyes, keeps my flame burning bright. So walk with me and talk with me, breathe my air, stay right here till the morning light. Caledonian girl, Caledonian girl. You step on blooming heather neath your feet. You're the patron saint of angels, commanding those you meet. Little did I know there would come a time when the many miles between us would bring love divine. So walk with me and talk with me, breathe my air, stay right here till the morning light. Caledonian girl, Caledonian girl.
Well, folks, we hope you enjoyed Brendan Monaghan and that beautiful song, Caledonian Girl. Okay, Michael, our next artist, we're going to Donegal.
County Donegal, in fact, a lovely part of Donegal, the north of the county. Katie O'Callaghan. She's a folk singer, songwriter and musician based in County Donegal. Her music draws inspiration from a diverse range of sources, historical figures, local heroes, and indeed from her own surroundings. She's appeared at a number of festivals in Ireland and the UK, and she's shortly to embark on a tour of the UK and Scotland.
Mm-hmm. This is her own composition, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It's a song titled My Dear, and we're going to look at the video now. And it's filmed in Inishowen, a very beautiful part
spot.
of
Yes.
County Donegal.
Nice. So here is Katie O'Callaghan and her latest song written by herself, and we hope you enjoy it, folks.
As rare as a bird that sings among the flowers, my heart blooms as you while away the hours of my dear. When you are here, when you are here, oh, 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 when you are gone, like winter so long, tears freeze my heart which burns and waits for your return. Oh my dear, when you're not here, when you're not here.
Well, we hope you enjoyed Katie O'Callaghan and her beautiful singing, but not only that, but the beautiful scenery around the Inishowen Peninsula. Now, finally, our final guest, Michael.
Yeah, this time we're heading to Magherafelt in County Derry, and there we have Francis Donnelly, a very popular country singer, songwriter, musician, plays around his own local music circuit, quite well involved in the social dancing scene, which is
Hugely
getting very big
popular,
now in
yeah,
Ireland.
hugely
Yeah.
popular, yeah.
A little while back he released his debut album, which is entitled Within My Father's Arms, and it's been very well received for a debut album. And, well, we're going to listen to the title track itself.
And this is the song, the title track from the album?
Yes, Within My Father's Arms.
All right. Well, listen, before we play it, just to thank you once again, Michael,
Henry.
for joining us on the programme. You'll be back with 3 more
I will indeed.
emerging new stars
look forward to
next week. And can I just remind the viewers as well that if you have a talent and you'd like to get in touch with us, you'd like us to feature you on Entertainment Ireland, well then just send your biography, your CV. But if you have a nice video clip of your act as well. Now we're looking for singers, dancers, comedians, even magicians, bands, any form of entertainment. So if you are interested in that, then contact Frame Productions. That's all you have to put down. Frame Productions, Claremorris, County Mayo. So once again, here we are to take us out, Francis Donnelly, and a lovely recording of a song he wrote.
I still remember Daddy's smile, and though it's been a long, long while, I still can hear his voice, so soft and warm. And in my mind I see his eyes, so blue just like the summer skies. I still recall how safe I was within my father's arms. His big hands hard and callous, with working hard each day, but never once did I hear him complain. His eyes would fill with love and pride each time my mother smiled. His voice turned soft whene'er he spoke her name. Daddy's gone, but in my heart I know he'll always stay. No one can take his memory away.
Welcome back. Well, my next guest is one of the best known magicians in Ireland. He has performed all over Europe, the UK, and even in Las Vegas. Well, let's meet the man behind the magic. One only Ruairi O'Connor. Ruairi, you're very welcome to the programme. Nice to have you.
Thanks a million.
Yeah. So what is magic, Ruairi?
I guess magic is the art of mystery. People, when they think of magic, might think of kids magicians or things like that. But I think from my point of view, it's the art of making the impossible possible. So as a magician, that's what you're hired to do.
Yeah.
Magic is like every other topic, I guess. There's different layers beneath it. So you can go from illusion, David Copperfield. You can go to all the way through to sleight of hand magic. Mentalism, which is I'm really interested in, is at the fore right now. So I think that magic has evolved a lot over the last 18 years. When I started off, first of all, it was Paul Daniels.
All right.
So Paul
Watching him on TV,
was Paul Daniels was the #1 guy at the time. I know he probably had a tagline of hated, love to be hated or whatever, but he was very popular. So from then, it went to David Copperfield, The Illusions Flying. And from there, David Blaine brought it onto the street, which made it kind of real for people. For the first time, you were able to see close-up magic and the reactions and how powerful close-up magic could be.
Yeah.
So I think that really brought magic round more to the cooler side, because before that, it probably wasn't like that.
How long does it take someone like that to learn their trade?
Yeah, it's a long time. I think magic is counterintuitive, isn't that? You spend all your life trying to hone your skills and practice and practice and practice. And at the end of it, instead of going out and showing your audience, you actually have to hide your skills. So you have to use things like misdirection to make people look in a certain way while you're doing something over here.
Yeah, it's very fast stuff, isn't it?
Well, you see, that's
It's
good,
and
because if you believe that, then
concentration.
that's good for me, because the hand is quicker than the eye and everything. But
Right.
really, it's about controlling attention. So if I look at you, you're going to look at me.
Right.
If I look at this, along with movement, you're going to look at this. So it's all about controlling and directing control of attention.
You're going to show us a few pieces of magic. What's the first one you're going to do first?
I wanted to try something personal with you. So you've no idea what we're going to do.
None whatsoever.
Because of
Nothing's been rehearsed already.
no,
We're just
it's
messing.
just your voice sounded so different over the phone.
Yeah.
So what I'd like you to do is,
Yeah.
we checked the calculator earlier on.
Right.
And you did a couple of calculations and you
yes.
made sure it's okay. I haven't touched it since.
Right,
Correct.
okay.
What I'd like you to do is take the calculator
Okay.
and I'd like you to turn it on and I want you
I need
to...
the glasses for this. I
That's
think.
fine.
You turn it on, is it?
Turn it on and I want you to...
Not the best. Right. So, okay, it's on. The zero sign is coming
Okay,
up.
perfect. So
Right.
the important thing here is that you visualize. So look at me for a second.
Okay.
I want you to imagine you're driving up to a hotel you've been in before.
Right.
It can be something in your past, you can create it, it's up
Right,
to you.
okay.
You're driving up a long driveway and you come up this beautiful 5-star hotel. And on the front of the 5-star hotel there's a plaque. And you're interested in this plaque because on the plaque there's a number. And on the number there's 3 different digits. It's not like 1, 1, 1. There's 3 different digits on the plaque. So I want you to look at that plaque and imagine that number in your mind right now.
And can it be any number?
Can be any number.
Okay.
Don't
Right,
tell us.
we'll
Just
remember it,
yeah,
alright,
just
okay.
3-digit numbers. Put it into the calculator. So
Okay.
add it in. Don't let me see. Perfect.
Right. I've done that.
All right. Hit multiply.
By.
Yeah, perfect. You open the door to the hotel, and inside there are helium balloons, Henry.
Right.
Okay. Each one has a number on them. So look at me again. I want
Okay,
you to imagine
okay.
that you're reaching out and grabbing a few different helium balloons, and hold them out like this, and look at the different numbers. Again, you're generating a random. There must be a party of some kind. Helium balloons. So I want you to look at those and see the 3-digit numbers you've just created.
How many of them is this?
There should be 3 different numbers, so
Right, okay.
whatever, all different again.
Okay.
All right, when you have that in your mind very clearly, add it to the calculator. Fantastic. Hit multiply. And then finally you walk into a room, people are clapping and cheering. It's something you're used to. I've seen you in action. And what I'd like you to do is I want you to look into the middle of the table, because on the table there's your cake. There's candles, obviously it's a birthday of some kind. So I want you to estimate the amount of candles on the cake.
All right.
Have it? That was pretty definite though. You were like, yes, the head
Yeah,
went down,
yeah,
you
that
knew
was
exactly.
easier, yeah,
okay,
yes,
all right.
yeah.
So you have a number in mind.
I have, yes.
Put that number into the calculator as well. Again, this is all completely at random, but the difference
Okay.
is these are personal numbers to you, yeah?
All right.
Hit equals.
Which is
Yeah.
here, yes.
Okay, and let's call out the number one by one. So let's...
Okay.
Yeah, just start with the millions.
Okay. 2,
Okay,
5,
yeah,
4,
yeah,
1,
yeah,
9,
yeah.
5,
Mm-hmm.
0.
Okay, so 2,541,950.
Yes. Yeah, I'd settle for that.
You'll settle for that. Read it backwards.
From here?
Yeah,
Or that?
oh, from there.
Yeah, 0591452.
Yeah, does it mean anything to you?
Does, yeah.
Does it?
How'd you do that?
No, you have to tell the people back home.
That's the date of my birthday.
What's the date of your birth?
25th of the 4th, 1950, yeah.
25th of the 4th.
Yeah. Wow,
Well done.
that's extraordinary. I'll have to give you a hula bus for that.
Ah, no, thank you. You're very kind. Thanks a million.
Fantastic, yes.
Cheers. Thanks for
Fantastic,
that.
yeah.
So the first question you're going to ask me is, how did I do that? That's the
Yeah,
question you
that's
asked
right,
me, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
And it's a
How do you-
natural one.
I mean, I just made up random numbers.
Exactly. But so
Yeah,
let me just put
Sure,
kind of
yeah.
redirect you here. So the thing is, if I was a doctor and I had just done surgery, they're not going to say, how did you do that?
Hmm.
But as a magician, people think that it's okay just to ask straight away, right? And that's normal, I think. So that's a pattern that you can work to. From listening to all this, I said, from a mentalism point of view, I've started learning from the best in the business. But I said, how can I use these patterns and bring it live on stage? Because what you want to do is bring something that's going to be personal. So for you, that was a personal experience.
It was, yeah.
So-
yeah. How you did it, I don't know. But
So
it's fantastic.
for me, I'm trying to bring
Yeah.
magic. It's not just the magic itself. For me, I have a kind of different approach to other magicians. And I say, if I walk in and I perform magic for you, it's not just performing magic at you. I want to connect with you, or if it were in a group, and bring you on a journey. And hopefully on that journey, then we experience magic together. And at the end of it, there's energy.
Fantastic.
There's energy created. And I guess that's the reason why I get so much work for weddings and corporate events, is because it creates that bond or that energy at the beginning of an event, or maybe a treat after dinner or whatever. So that's what I
It's
love.
a great after dinner talking point as well, isn't it? What about, tell me about the Vegas trip, and you met your mentor over there.
Yeah. My first mentor was a guy called Anthony P. Thursby, and he's from Dublin. And he's more than a mentor now, he's a friend to me, but he taught me the original sleight of hand when I was in a magic circle club called the Mystic Circle Magicians, and I was their youngest president. And at the time I met a guy called Steve Dackery, and he was a guy with a big head of hair, a bull moustache, and we we clicked off. So we got on so well that Steve said, thanks for organising the trip around Ireland. As a thank you, I'm going to bring you over to Las Vegas. So for a month in Las Vegas, I opened for him in the Orleans Casino.
How'd that go? Good?
It was the first time I had experienced show business from a performer's point of view.
Yes,
So I had flown in that first day,
Mm.
got collected by a limousine. They stopped and let me see the Bellagio fountains. And I was thinking, what's this going to be like? This is an experience for me. So I went on stage and the show didn't go too well, in my mind. So I was pretty disappointed walking off stage. And Steve gave me a massive big bear hug and he says, oh, fantastic job, that was fantastic, brilliant, just as good as back in Ireland. And he says, well, I didn't tell you, but this is the opening night of this run and all the people in here haven't paid. These are the newspaper guys, the radio guys, so just writing stuff down.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
So it was a clever way and it's something I
very
learned.
good, yeah.
So, and again, I learned over time. In the beginning, as a redhead, I tend to flush pretty easy, right? So in the beginning, if something went wrong, I probably couldn't handle it. Or maybe I didn't react to it the right ways. So as an example, Steve says to me, say, for example, you shuffle a deck of cards, and this says, can I shuffle them? And you say, of course you can, but don't give it to them. And they're waiting to take the deck, right? Steve says it's funnier to do that than to give them that and bring it back, because it's breaking the suspension of disbelief. So if somebody says, yeah, can I shuffle them? Yeah, of course you can. And they're waiting and everybody's laughing. So you're not doing it in a bad way, you're not putting the guy down, but you're showing that you're in control in a nice way. So it's like a redirect or reframe.
Right. This has a mystique about it and everything.
I think why is, you said everybody loves magic, what it is about magic that people like? I think it's that if you're doing magic straight, people go, wow, that was interesting. And suddenly the barriers come down and they're interested. So it's a great way of bringing people in together. So we'll try another one together. Okay. There's a pen, and of course magicians do.
Yeah,
tricks
and I
with deck of
haven't,
cards.
I don't know what this is.
No,
Everybody
not at all,
thinks, we haven't rehearsed this or anything.
No,
so
no,
just-
okay. And all the cards are different.
Okay.
All right, I'll come a little bit closer to you. All very, very different. Any one you wish. In case you think they're marked, they're not marked
Right,
at all.
okay.
Just
So I
take
just
any
pick-
one you wish, yeah? And again, while you're looking at that, I'll
Okay.
just show everybody else that the cards are all different. Very good.
Yeah,
Sign your name nice and big across the face of the card, so across that side.
Picture
yeah?
side, okay.
Yeah,
Or
exactly.
whatever it is,
As big as you
number
can.
size, yeah.
Perfect.
Put my name on it. Is it?
Nice and big so the camera can see it, yeah, exactly. Thank you, Henry. Perfect. And you can show the guys, yeah, at home.
show
I'll look
everybody
away,
at home.
yeah. Excellent. You can let me know.
I'll put it down here.
Yeah, you can. You can hold on to it.
Okay.
We need one more card because
All
this
right.
is a trick that, again, it's all on you. You have to believe this for it to work. And I have something here.
We'll have to
that
last
hopefully,
one, I don't know
yeah,
what
hopefully
to
it will
believe.
work. If you look through here, you
Yes,
can see
I
right
can
through
see
it.
through it, yes,
Perfect.
yeah.
I have something I'm going to try in a moment here with you. Have a look at the card.
Okay.
Okay, and you can place it back. Fantastic. Now think of the card you went and what you actually wrote on
Okay,
it.
yes, yeah.
Excellent. We'll give them one more shuffle. Just make sure I'm not holding any breaks or anything. Just run your finger
No,
on the edge.
that looks good, yeah.
Perfect, yeah?
Yeah.
All right. It's important that I don't touch this anymore, okay?
Right,
Once I
okay.
put the card in. So 6 of hearts, yeah, that should do. 6 of hearts. All right. Now, for this to work, I want you to focus all your energy. Years ago, I met a guy called Ruairi O'Connor.
Yes,
He had
I
the
know
pair
of
of
him, yes,
bending
yeah,
spoons and
and all of
belief.
that,
And he
yes.
talked about chakras and energy, and it wasn't something I really believed in. But after seeing some of the stuff that he did, maybe I changed my mind a little bit.
Okay.
But for this to work, I need you to focus.
Okay.
Okay? I want you
On
to
the
bring
card,
on
is
the
it?
card from the
Right,
energy,
okay.
right from you down into the card. I'll do the same. And we might need to get the cameras in here a bit, but I want you to concentrate not on the 6 of hearts. This is your starting point. I want you to focus on your card. You know what it was?
Yes, I
yeah,
do,
and you
yes.
sign your name.
I have my name on it, yes.
What was the card you went for?
It was Jack of Diamonds.
And you sign your name.
Yes.
Okay, watch. Focus.
It's changing.
Your card.
It's extraordinary. And my name on it as well. And all I saw was that 6 of hearts. Well done. Rory, continued success. That was absolutely fantastic.
Thank you very much.
So you're busy all the time anyway with weddings. People, how did they get in touch with you? But after seeing all the magic, everybody want to get in touch
Of course, on my Facebook, it's Ruairi O'Connor, Magician and Mind Reader, or ruairioconnor.com. So it's Ruairi, R-U-A-I-R-I, O'Connor.com.
Lovely. Lovely to have you on the show. Thanks for
Thanks,
joining
Willie.
us.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Okay, we're going to take a break with some more music for you from a young duo from Wexford. They're called Bee and the Honey Boy. And they're a husband and wife duo. And they have a big hometown gig coming up in Wexford in October. But this is their current single, A Touch of the Imelda May, a lovely bit of rockabilly. We hope you enjoy it. See you after the break.
You're just an image on my retina. Oh boy, you're such a tease. You're just an image on my retina. I could leave you if I please. You're just a moment on my consciousness. I don't need to let you know. Image on my retina. Well, it's time to let you go. To let you go, go, go. To let you go, go, go. You gotta stop hanging around, cause you just don't understand. I'm gonna send you back to your mama, boy, cause what I need right now is a man. You gotta go, go, no, 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 cause I'm done with you fooling around. See, it doesn't impress me, the size of your chest, me ain't like the other girls in town. You're just an image on my retina, oh boy, you're such a tease. You're just an image on my retina, I could leave you if I please. You're just a moment on my consciousness, I don't need to let you know. Image on my retina, well it's time to let you go. To let you go, go, 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 go.
Welcome back to the show, and I'm delighted to be joined by two well-known musicians here from the Irish music scene. Familiar faces most people would know from the Saw Doctors and the Water Boys. So we have Leo Moran here from the Saw Doctors, and Anto Thistlethwaite originally from the Water Boys. Lads, you're very welcome to the programme.
Thanks a million, Henry. Thanks for having
you
us.
brought the guitar and the harmonica. We might have a tune before you finish, just in case. We'll have a song before. Yeah. Now, you two lads, you go back a long time, don't you?
Yeah.
It was the time of the Water Boys, Anto, wasn't it, when you were recording in Spiddle?
Yes, I met Leo on the 1st of May in 1988. I was in Spiddle with the Water Boys. We were recording in Spiddle House, and the band had originally started off in London in 1982, but we ended up coming over to Ireland to do some recording, and that's how it transpired that we were in Spiddle. We rented Mavis Buckley's house there and set up a studio in the house, and
stayed for quite some time.
Stayed for a couple of months, yeah. It was great. It was a great period, and during that time Mike was in Galway one night, and he met Leo and the other guys.
Yes,
yeah. They were playing in the Keys.
But they weren't the Saw Doctors then, sure they weren't.
Well, we were, yeah.
Were you Blade X at that stage?
No, Blaze X was before that.
That's okay. Right.
We were the Saw Doctors in the Keys, and the back of the Keys.
So he came along to see you and liked your...
Yeah, see, we had a renter crowd at the time. We were all working in Mockness, well, some of us were. So all the Mockness crowd used to come down. We did a residency in the Keys on a Tuesday night, in 6 Tuesdays in winter. And it was freezing cold every night. But we had renter crowd, so if somebody came in, they would have thought there was something happening. It was unusual on a Tuesday
So you
night.
reckon Mike Scott was very impressed with the
Well, I wouldn't
crowd
say he was
reaction?
very impressed now, but he must have thought the crowd liked it anyway. And plus, we were kind of a tight little outfit. We were able to be on stage with a very small amount of gear, which is very important for a support band when you're considering who you're bringing on tour with you.
But then he actually asked you to support them on tour,
Yeah,
didn't he?
yeah.
Good experience.
Oh, that was amazing. Our first gig was in Cork City Hall in December 1988, and we had come from the back of the Keys, so it was quite an experience.
And had you any of your own songs at that stage?
Oh, we had all our own songs, yeah.
Yeah, but they were well known, were they?
They were well known in the Keys on a Tuesday night.
Yes,
that
but
was
I mean
the,
nationally, like...
Oh no, they hadn't been heard.
They had not the big hit yet at that stage. No, it took a time after that. And to go back, actually, was music your first love? Because you wanted to be a line tamer.
I did at one point, yes. That was when I was about 4.
Yes. And
Yeah, I kind of grew out of that a bit later on.
But then you went off to the oil fields in Iraq then.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you know everything. Yes, I was.
Was that the day job, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was a construction engineer.
Right.
Yeah, I worked just outside Basra in the desert there, working on a petrochemical complex.
Okay. And then you went into the music then, did you?
Oh, then I went to live in Paris and I was playing saxophone
on the streets. Were you on there? Yes,
Yeah.
that's right. I remember that. Yes, yeah.
That was great. I lived there for a year and improved my French a bit and got my saxophone playing together a little bit. And then I moved to London and very shortly after I got there I met Mike.
So he asked you to join up with...
Yeah, he heard a recording, a kind of primitive recording that I played on, and he phoned me up and asked me to come and play with him.
Right.
And when I met him, I thought he was really good, and so I kind of stuck with him.
So eventually then, you collaborated then with the Saw Doctors. You eventually joined the Saw Doctors, didn't you?
Yes, because the Water Boys kind of wound up about 1991, and the Saw Doctors had a member who wasn't able to go on tour, and so I kind of replaced him.
So you've been on and off with them ever since?
Yeah, so I had to go to Clare Island to rehearse.
Yes.
That was hard work.
Oh, yeah.
Terrible hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that where the
You
song
can
came
imagine.
from, Clare Island?
It actually is, yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
From those...
From Anthony's visit to Clare Island.
Clare Island.
Yeah.
There's your claim to fame now, Anto.
Yeah.
And a hugely popular Saw Doctors song, isn't it?
It's nice and simple. People like it.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to go away to an island for a dirty weekend. Of course they do.
Yes. And of all I won't comment on that. Of all the Saw Doctors songs, and now I know I Used to Love Her was regarded as one of the biggest selling records ever in Ireland. But of all the Saw Doctors songs, what's your own particular favourite one?
Funnily enough, there's a bit of misery in me, Henry. I love Same Old Town. That's the one for me because it kind of balances off the idea that the Saw Doctors...
You're a real sham town boy, aren't you?
I was just listening to Anto telling the story. He was in Paris, he was in Iraq. I was living in Tuam and I moved to Galway. Then I moved to Clonborough for a while. Now I'm back in Tuam. You know, it doesn't have the same kind of exotic yet about it.
Okay. So, as we know now, we've heard nothing from the Saw Doctors. They're on the sabbatical at the moment. So what is the story about this?
Well, we had to take a break.
Yeah.
We've been doing it constantly for 25 years. Enjoyed every minute of it.
But still packing people, audiences.
Yeah,
venues.
yeah, absolutely. And we just had to take a break at this stage. And
were you getting on each other's nerves and that, do you think?
No, just whatever circumstances came up, it wasn't possible to keep touring that for the last year or so.
Right.
So myself and Anto were sitting around thinking, God, this is awful, not going on tour, not going out playing to people and not doing anything. So we figured out we'd record an album and try and do a few gigs. And we were encouraged by people who were telling us about this trend in America of house concerts. People go over and a lot of even larger acts. You go to somebody's house and you play a gig in their basement or in their sitting room or whatever. And it's surprising how many houses can fit 50 or 60 or even more people into their sitting room. So we started off doing that and then we got a few smaller gigs on the tour around it in small folk clubs. And then we found it was kind of working. We didn't know it was going to work. We actually did one little house concert in Galway before we left for America. And it kind of worked. And then we jumped into the
Were you
deep
going
end.
to America on the strength of, you were known for the Saw Doctors and the
Oh
Water
yeah,
Boys and that?
yeah. We couldn't really have done it without that backing because
But were people expecting the Saw Doctor songs then?
no, they get the Saw Doctor songs and they get songs that the Saw Doctors didn't do, and they get a couple of Water Boys songs. But no, it's brilliant. People know that it's us too, and they can't expect the big drums and the big guitars and the loud singing and all that. We're like a theatre act, really, Henry.
Right. Well, obviously it's working for you because you've had a very successful tour of America and you've had to add on extra gigs in that, haven't you?
Yeah, we've been to the States 3 times in the last year.
So your show, tell me about the show. You say it's a bit theatrical as well as music.
Yeah.
What
It's quiet. It's not. It's not the Saw Doctors.
You tell
boisterous.
stories and
yeah. We
Oh.
tell a lot of stories, and we do different, quieter versions of Saw Doctor songs people would be familiar with, and then we do a few songs that weren't always in the Saw Doctors repertoire. We do a few of Pádraig Stevens songs.
Tell a few lies.
Yes, yeah.
Gross exaggerations.
People love to hear stories, though.
Yeah, it's very easy going.
Now, you've a UK tour coming up now
I have,
in
yeah.
October, and you've added on extra dates to that as well. So obviously the whole concept you have is working very well.
It is, and as long as it's pitched at the right kind of venue where people will sit down and listen to you, it really works. And we had a few great gigs. Obviously, the Irish audience is your core audience where you start, but they bring their friends and friends and friends, and it has really expanded into the normal community, if you like.
Right. Now, the fact that you're so successful as a duo, does that mean there's a possibility that the South Actors may not come back together? Because if you're doing so well, you'd say, well, why bother?
Yeah, well,
We're going to, discuss it next year. At the start of
could
next year.
maybe have both things going.
Yeah, let's do a tour kind of, and then do your own thing. That would be the best situation, wouldn't it?
Yeah. And me and Anto could play hard to get then.
Absolutely, yeah.
You know.
And how about the songwriting? You're still doing a bit of songwriting?
Not as much as I'd like to be. So hopefully I get into a bit of a rut, or not a rut, but a kind of a groove.
Yeah,
a groove.
Creative,
I'm in the rut.
creative state of mind.
Yeah.
In fact, we're going to go out now with a song that you wrote recently called The Credit Union. So before you give us a version of it there, and so I just want to ask you, are the Waterboys finished as a band totally?
Oh no, they're still out playing at
Yeah,
the
they played at the
moment.
Galway Arts Festival. I know that during the
Yes,
summer.
but I
They did a
don't play with
fantastic
them
yeah.
regularly. Well, I did do a tour with them in November and December. But the idea of that tour was called the Fisherman's Blues Revisited Tour, and they tried to get the same band that made that record
Right,
together.
to get the authentic sound. And
Yes.
yeah. And,
But I don't normally do Waterboys gigs, no.
Right.
I'm very busy
yeah,
with Leo and
Of
Anto.
course, yeah.
Oh,
And tell me, do you
Very
have a
hard to get
particular-
hold of these days.
All right. Okay, folks, well, listen, continue to have a great tour in the UK. Coming the whole month of October, isn't it?
I don't
Almost.
know. I have to look it up.
Yeah, but I know it's
anyway.
it'll be well advertised anyway, and good every success. And keep up the songwriting now. It's time
I
to go a
hope
few
so.
more songs, and we're going to go out with the Credit Union. This is the latest offering from Anto and Leo here. A song they just wrote. I think it was in a couple of hours, wasn't it?
Well, Pádraig Stevens is the mighty man for the speed of once he gets his head into it, it's
That's
done.
it. Okay. So we have Leo on guitar here and Anto on the harmonica, which is a lovely instrument. You play a number of instruments, don't you, Anto? You
Oh,
do
yeah.
You have the
Mainly,
sax as well,
mainly
the mandolin.
sax, yeah,
and-
mandolin.
Yeah. So, okay, folks, we hope you enjoyed our little chat with Leo and Anto here. And to take us out, we have the Credit Union song from Anto and Leo. Watch out for their dates. Then, and of course, we'll be back in Ireland again after October for some more concerts.
Sometimes we're up, sometimes we're down, but we're all the one around this town, and the neighbours all help out, they're fairly sound. I never was much good at sums, and I've survived on rich man's crumbs, but it's scandalous what them banks have done. So if you ever need that loan for building or somewhere you're going, go up to Credit Union, they're our own. It's a local bank for local people. Your money's safe, it is so simple. They treat you like a person and not a pimple. So join up, sign up, save and invest. You put in a bit in and they give you the rest. Join up, sign up, save and invest. You put in a bit in and they give you the rest. The kids were getting bigger was my mother's intention. Improve the old house, put on an extension. She got Johnny O'Keefe, new kitchen got built, the scullery got knocked, no one got killed. All credit, you said it. All credit to the Credit Union. All credit, you said it.
All
credit to the Credit
Union.
Wedding or funeral, confirmation, communion, go and get a loan from the Credit Union. Top up the grant, a week in the sun, go and get a
loan from the Credit Union.
One time it was the Hermitage Hotel. Back in the kitchen was a bit of a smell. But there's no trace now of cabbage or onions. just the sweet smell of money in the credit union. All credit, you said it. All credit to the credit union. All credit, you said it. All credit to the credit union. It's St. Charlotte's Credit Union to give it its title. It's our local bank and your support is vital. No gratuity was involved in making this song. We just like the credit union to which we belong. All credit, you said it. All credit to the credit union. All credit, you said it. All credit to the credit union. All credit, you said it. All credit to the credit union. All credit, you said it. All credit. The credit union is regularly regulated by the Financial Regulations. Terms and conditions apply. All credit to the credit union.
Wonderful. Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you, Henry.
Thanks for having us.
All credit, you said it. All credit to the credit union. All credit, you said it. All credit to the credit union. All credit, you said it. All credit to